right here, downtown Port Credit. Habitat Social.
What a spot, eh?
What a spot.
I feel like I'm somewhere else. Like I feel like I'm back in Miami. Isn't it crazy?
100%, 100%.
Amazing.
So what have you ordered, my friend? Just tell us.
So I tell you what, Vietnamese coffee, you've never tried it before. It's delicious. I saw it. Normally we get cappuccino, right? Espresso, cappuccino, amazing.
Yeah.
I saw that, I said, right away we're getting it.
Okay. So it's being done, like it takes a little bit of time from my understanding, like that.
The best things take time. The best thing. You can't just go and have it ready sitting there for you. You can't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So many of our viewers, clients and friends, like, you know, they reached out, the difference between, or what's the separation, or if there's any separation between a realtor, social media, or if there's any benefits of us realtors to our clients moving forward. So
it's crazy, you know, I've been getting these conversations more so kind of like, you know, not so much direct, some indirect. You know, you know, you go to a lot of social events, you talk to people, and I think there's this consensus now that a lot of people are saying, you know, we don't really need realtors. Everything is on an app, everything's on a website. Why do we really need you guys?
Sure.
And I can understand where that sentiment comes from because yes, technology is amazing. It's made things easier.
100%.
Information's at our fingertips. It's never been like that before. It is now. But it's a kind of a dangerous line because I think what's happening is in our profession, you know, so many people have come in, which is great. It's great for people to come in, but I think sometimes what happens is people come in with the wrong pretense or the wrong ideas. Like, oh, it's a quick buck, it's easy.
Yes.
But those of us that are in it full time, I mean, this is a full-time job. You ask our families, you ask our friends, it's a difficult business at the best of times.
Yes.
And so I think what I want to maybe do today, talking to you, just talking to the viewers, is maybe clear up some misconceptions, talk a little bit about why we think there's always going to be value in a good broker, a good realtor with local knowledge, with regional knowledge, and how, you know, it's always an advantage for you.
Like, I don't think, and I know that you know, social media and all these elements cannot move parts,
of course,
as much as we can, right? Like, especially like you touched on, like that knowledge that we all possess and that we like the network that we have and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just. Like I'm not gonna say it's sad, but like you have mentioned, you know, there are a lot of new ages that are thinking it's a quick buck.
Of course,
it might be. You know, it's like a casino. You might be lucky for a month or two or three, right? Like you might have that, you know, family member that wants to sell today, right?
And there may be, and we're not saying, listen, we're not trying to be the old guys in the room.
Oh.
We're just saying with experience, there could be someone coming in who has something newer that nobody knows, and they may very well knock this out of the park. They may be that one person that has something with technology and becomes the next big thing. For that,
love them. That's fine. Come on in, yeah.
But I think what's happening right now is, and I'm just noticing, even with my kids and even with whatever else, technology is a beautiful thing. But it can also be dangerous because I think people forget that you actually still have to do the work, even in that technology.
Exactly.
We know we're shooting these videos, and it looks great for the 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes.
Sure.
But the hours you put in editing and all that stuff, and the hours of planning it together, nobody sees that.
Of course.
And that's a great example really about social media and our digital culture is because it's instant gratification, and yes, it's amazing, but those people doing the hard work behind the scenes, I think sometimes people forget that there's actually someone behind that doing all that work.
100%.
You know?
And you mentioned something to me the other day, which kind of stuck. And we're living in times, us as parents, we are growing up and living through the technological advancements in the same time as our kids.
And so let me explain what I mean by that. Like, no time that I remember is it that, you know, we're going through the same shift our children are going through. And yes, maybe they're going through it at a little bit of a different age, but you remember growing up, it's like when computers and stuff first came out, I mean, I was the guy in my family. My parents were like, oh, okay, cool. But now it's like, you know, we're on apps at the same time our kids are on apps. Yes. Okay, we're doing things and we're learning things. We made the internet, for heaven's sakes, right? Like, this is the joke. I said, what were you guys doing back then? Did you guys have computers? Like, we made the internet. You made it.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's an exciting time. There's definitely a learning. I would say everything we do is learning. But one of the interesting things I wanted to kind of loop back to is I actually read an article just the other day. And they were mentioning, like, you know, especially in times like this where, you know, market can be a little bit slower, and, you know, a lot of people are, I don't want to use the term upside down, but they're having difficulty, right? We all are.
Yeah, well,
realtors.
I did look at the article you sent me, but carry on.
Yeah, so I mean, so this article was interesting because, you know, technically nothing that these guys are doing is illegal. Basically, they're sending flyers out. Maybe you've got them. They're sending letters saying, hey, you know what? We buy houses for cash. And it sounds great. Don't pay real estate fees. You don't pay this. Quick closing, 2 days, 3 days. Yeah. Now, I understand how that can be alluring. But sometimes you hear numbers of, oh, this realtor didn't do work and they made all this money. Yeah. It happens. Trust me. We work with some of these people. It happens. But I'm going to say that the vast majority of times, that's not the case, and the value someone brings to the table justifies what they charge. Like, everybody has to make a living. That's what I believe in. And you have the choice or the option of spending your money. So where do you want to spend that money? You know, you can come here to this beautiful cafe, you know, have a great drink, have a great experience, and feel good about yourself. And you can also grab something off a coffee truck. There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Right? So getting back to that conversation, I want to hear your opinion on this. Is, you know, basically the story goes, there's these letters that come to people's houses. There was a lady that was unfortunately in a position where she was in trouble. Legally framed after, right? Like, that's the problem. Yeah, but to set the picture up, like, she was upside down in her mortgage. She wasn't making as much money, got caught in the market that we're in right now, and really was thinking, you know what, I know I'm going to lose a bit of money, but if I can close in 2-3 days, I might as well do it. Well, the way this works is someone comes and says, yeah, we'll guarantee you the sale of your property, but then there's a bunch of stuff that they do that isn't exactly like they're buying your property. It's what we call an assignment sale. Yeah. So they take the rights of that, and then they'll remarket that to try and sell it at a profit or higher, and then they'll buy it back from you at the price you agree at. So, you know, these are things to be weary of, because you can feel duped in the end. And if you had just consulted with a couple of good local realtors, good brokers, they would have given you good advice. I think the biggest hook, what they're using, it's called immediate cash buy, or cash for keys, or like they're using the different terms and analogies. Their handwritten notes, or their nicely printed, and they'll get that, they'll buy a property. So, but what is happening is basically they're just signing your permission, buying the property at X price, and then they market it somewhere else, and they sell it for a higher price, and this is where they get their profit. So basically, they put your house on a lien, for a particular price, and they sell it to a third party. It's like a futures contract. So I'm not saying that's illegal, and I'm not saying there isn't applications for it, because there are applications for it. Right. Well, we want to make sure you're ensuring that it's a win-win for both sides. So the side that's willing to give up their money at a bit of a discount. So here's what I would recommend, okay? I'm not saying that that's completely wrong, you shouldn't do it, because sometimes, hey, quite often you hear those stories of maybe your friend, a neighbor, your parent is sitting on a property that's worth big money, them and the neighbors, all of a sudden a developer comes and knocks on their doors and offers them X number. That's very much a very similar situation. Yeah, we saw it. And in a situation like that, you know, it can work out very good for the homeowners in that situation. Sure. What I would say, what I would recommend, this is what I tell to my clients, I'm going to give you a quick little nugget here, is great to do that, but always ask for an independent appraisal. Someone that you can call, you can Google, you can look up who it is as house appraisers. At least this way you're getting an idea of what the banks look at your property at, right? We're not looking at it with a realtor or whatever else. What is a bank value? Yeah, and I would like to add on top of that, have your lawyer look at the contract. Sure, always. And don't be pressured into anything, because it seems like these guys are just pressuring you into that pen and paper action there. So, like you said, an appraisal, reach out to your lawyer, review the documents, don't be pressured to sign. And I think where the misrepresentation at this point is that it's not clear, because most of these guys, they don't know what they're signing. They don't, and unfortunately it comes to, like, all of us, you know, whenever you're in a position of desperation, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, whether it's relationship, whether it's finances, whether it's whatever. I think sometimes, you know, we all make not the best choices.
Of course.
And so one of the rules that I like to live by when me and my wife get somewhere, I say, listen, I'm in sales. I love sales. I love when someone else is hustling, so I get sold easily. So anytime I go on vacation, I have to hide my credit cards. I'm like, I'm going to buy. So what I love and what I like to tell my wife is, let's sleep on it. If it's a big decision that's worth X amount, hey, it's not going anywhere.
I agree.
It's not going anywhere, okay? And, you know, and any person that values your time and your business, especially on a big purchase, is going to give you that to be like, absolutely. Take the time. Let's reconnect tomorrow. Let's go through whatever came up. And then if it's good, awesome. Go forward.
100%.
If you have questions, then consult other pieces. That's
100%. I think it's just that clarification and knowing what the steps are, because in that article and when I researched all of that stuff, like most of them, maybe all of them, they don't even know that their house is being sold to the third party for a different price that they sold it to the first gentleman or lady with the contract. So
absolutely,
I think that's the problem, and where we are stepping in, we're licensed realtors. Like we have to obey rules, and there are regulations, and there's like all these things that we have to obviously clarify, and there's other aspects that we bring to the table, you know, marketing and all of that work and all of that stuff, right?
Even all of that stuff aside, like that's great. I think the one thing that people need to remember is you want to find an agent, a broker, who this is their primary source of income in their life, okay? And it's not just about the income, because we all need to make money to live. It's about what are they doing in the business that allows them to be somewhat of an expert. Are they investors as well? Have they been through what you're going through? Have they bought and sold homes? Like in a lot of cases, I've run into agents that don't even own a property. And that's great because this market's difficult.
Sure.
But you have to ask yourself, great, for the first 3-4 years, no problem, we're all getting into it. But if you've been in this business for over 10 years and you haven't bought and sold your own property, red flags go up, because what does that tell you? You know, it's, well, if you don't believe in what you're doing, why am I believing in what you do? Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So those are some of the questions that I think.
Where's the guide?
Where's the guide?
You know, where's the guide? Like at a particular point, you just have to ask those questions. I mean, I haven't had clients personally asking me about that stuff, but they see me around, like they see, they know.
Yeah.
And I find, like, with the people that I've never met in my life, like when I'm on a listed presentation, like I guess there's that comfort, comfort level and the mutual understanding that they believe you and they know what you're saying is solid, right?
Well, I heard this great line, and it's not really a line, it's actually like a true statement where, you know, people don't really care about what you know. You could be the developers until that they know that you care about them. And those words echo so strongly for me, because it doesn't matter. I've sat across the table with so many people at varying backgrounds, whatever. And I think that is the common thread with everybody.
Yes.
Once I'm sitting across from you and I know that, hey, you know what? This guy actually cares. He's listening to me. He's hearing what I'm doing and he's helping me. It becomes a lot easier because there's that genuine connection there, you know?
Like we brought up a couple of points. Like one of those points is like cash for keys, or I buy your home for cash immediately and all of that stuff. We brought that example.
Yeah.
But I believe that also transparency and from both sides. Like sometimes when we're sitting across from our clients and whatnot, half of the stuff I find out 5 minutes before we go live.
Of course.
Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not doing me or yourself any favors, right? Like, in fact, I could have helped you in so many different ways, or maybe bring an up idea or whatever the case was. So what do you think about that?
So you know what? That's even greater challenge that we have, not just in this space, but overall, the area of trust. I think this is the tie back into digital, okay, which is a great segue, because see, the beauty of digital is the fact that we have access to things. We can see things that normally we wouldn't see.
Sure.
Now, the negative part of it is we have access to things to see that we normally wouldn't see.
Yeah.
And so we get bombarded by all these images and all these messages, and it becomes hard to differentiate what's real, what's fake, and what's actually in between. And I think that is the biggest challenge that we need help navigating.
100%.
There are people that are better than other people, for sure. I'm not saying it's all the same, but I'm saying especially in our business where how many times have we seen a house that looks amazing because the video of photography is going,
oh my gosh,
this cannot be the same house.
Exactly.
I can't even walk without bashing my head on the ceiling. So remember, that's true for everything online.
Sure.
That's true for everything online. So yeah.
It doesn't mean because the information is there that it's valuable to you or true or false.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, the reality between the actual reality and the fake reality that most of, I'm not going to say realtors, but most of people are projecting onto these platforms. Of course. Doesn't have to be.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
And I find like most of the people that are kind of solid or they kind of know what they're doing, like you can almost feel that balance on that social media, you know what I mean? Like that, you know, like they're not overexposing or underexposing. Like you can feel that sincerity right there.
Look, for me, it's funny because, you know, for me, it's like pulling teeth. I didn't want to come on the camera, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But what I've realized, spending some time behind it and looking at people that I kind of look at to be like, hey, I admire them and they're doing some good things. Sure. What I've realized is the social media is an add-on to, meaning it actually amplifies things they're already doing at a high level. Well, sir. Right? It already, so if you can do that, what that does, it just helps because you're already this person. You've got these extra things now that just to broadcast you. I think if you're just strong on social media and you don't have the backup piece, people are going to find out very quickly, very quickly. 100%. And I also believe my tune is changing. I don't think you can just not be present, especially in the marketing space. And if you can't do it, you find guys who do it at a high level and you just follow them around everywhere and, you know.
You'll be well, I mean, and that's the thing, like, and we spoke the other day and you said, like, you know, like all the channel started and it's trending and thank you all for watching and subscribing and liking and all of that stuff. But I mean, you cannot really stop. Like you have to continue pushing that, you know, forward, right?
You know what? I'm listening to you, but I'm smelling something and seeing something coming.
Great.
Super excited.
It's wonderful.
So this is Vietnamese coffee.
Vietnamamese coffee.
Stir and enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Look at this. Just look at the presentation, huh?
I love it.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, Mesh. Oh, look at that. Changed color for you too?
That's what it is.
Wow, look at that.
You know what? This is the other thing. This is the thing that I love. You know what? We're local. Our office is up the street from here. And this was a chance we walked by because we like to go for a cappuccino. We like to go for a coffee. We popped in here and I'm like, how nice is this place? You know, you want to come for a coffee. Even their lunch, their brunch menu is fantastic. We're going to definitely check that out. If you're in Port Credit or even close to Port Credit and you're looking for lunch or want to come hang out, you got to give Habitat Social a try.
Yeah, that's it. Well said. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and like, and see you next time. See you later.